Hello everyone, I hope your day's going great. Today we're going to dig into my little bit of art haul here. I went to Blick's. We've got a little package from Art Tool Kit and from Jet Pens. So let's get into it. Okay, I'm going to start with the Blick that I went to in person. I got a few brushes here. I took everything out of the plastic bag so it wouldn't make a lot of noise. And I think they must have put some in this box as well. And they did. Grab out all the brushes together. So I really like this brush, and I have it in the 12, so I decided to go ahead and get the Princeton Aqua Elite Long Round number 8. And for some reason I just really like the long rounds. And since I like the long rounds, I thought I would go ahead and try the Velvet Touch in the long rounds. So I got a 6 and a 10. They look really nice. So I'll see how those compare, the long rounds on those. And then I thought, and you know, if you buy 5 or more brushes or 6 or more brushes, you get an added discount. So I thought I'd give this one a try, this mini mop. I thought that might be good for little trees to stomp at it. And I thought this tiny little fan brush would be good for little grasses and things. So we'll see how those perform. And I probably was a little far away. Let's get a little closer. I'll just give you a closer look at those so that you can see all of them. So we'll see how these bristles compare. It'll be fun. And then in this box I also got another one of these. I had put mine in my Sketching to Go kit, and I didn't have one then at the desk, so let's see if we can just grab it out real quick. Everyone has one. They're fabulous, reasonably priced, and I can't get it out of the package. There we go. The Tombow Mono Zero, and this is the very fine tip one. And then I've seen lots of people sketch with these pencils or like a blue pencil, and I tried it the other day with a blue pencil that I had, and I thought I'd go ahead and give these Prismacolor Color Erase pencils. I've never had these before, so I just tried it in 3 colors. They had the bigger kits, but I figure I wasn't sure if I'd actually like them or not. And then for my black wings, I got additional erasers. Let me go ahead and grab that sketch that I did in blue, because I'm really in a blue phase, which you'll see in a second. So we were out at this little pub, and there was a little, I'll probably put the picture up on the screen. There was this little like street scene that I grabbed the picture of, and I hope you can see that. But this is in the blue, like if I'd scanned it in, it wouldn't come in, it wouldn't show up. But I kind of like it in the blue, so I'm going through this blue phase. And so let's go on to the next thing. You'll see how I'm in my blue phase. I got the transfer paper that I usually use to get my sketches from kind of copy paper to watercolor paper, and I thought I'd go blue. And then we have, I've never seen this paper before. I got this Paint on Denim mixed media paper, and I thought it could be nice for a gouache. And since I've been playing with my gouache palette lately, and it was not really expensive. I don't recall the price offhand, but it's very nice and thick. Has good heavy weight to it, and I thought this would be great. Fun to play on. And then at Blick's, while I was there, I picked up a couple necessities like glue sticks and I needed Undersea green. My pan was looking a little empty. And this is the one with the quinacridone gold PO48 that they are no longer going to have. So I thought I'd grab myself that too. And then I grabbed myself this gadget. I can't even get it all the way on screen. And this is supposed to help you do scales and perspective and a whole bunch of other things. And I don't know how it works. And I know there's more expensive ones out there, but I thought I'd get the classic. Somebody said this was a really good one to get. And so I thought I'd give this a try and play around with how this works when I do buildings on perspective. And it's pretty light, but it's quite long. I'd say it's maybe 14 inches long, so quite long. And then it has the holder there. So we'll give that a try. That'll be in one of my experiments. So let's go ahead and grab one of the other packages. All right, now we're going into jet pens. And this, and this. So I thought I'd go ahead and try this glue stick as well. I don't know how it compares to the other ones. I'm used to more of this type of glue stick, so we'll see how this is. I thought this could slip in a bag very easily. And then to go along with that, I thought I would get a pair of fancy little travel scissors. Hopefully these cut well. They are dinky. Look at how dinky those are. Those are so cute. They feel smooth. So I'll have those for my travel kit as well. I don't put a lot of stuff in my sketchbooks, but every now and then you're out at a place and maybe they have a little logo or sticker or something that you need. And so that's what the glue sticks and the little scissors are for. And then, and you know what, this packaging is really cute. It has like a vintage look to it. Very cute. And then I got, yay! I have a mini, and it's the clear one, and this is the Twsbi Mini Classic, and this is the ultra fine point. I had gotten my other one I had specially done. It has a foodie nib on it, and so I thought the two together, and this is taped, I thought the two together would make a great combo. I'd have a fine point and I'd have a foodie nib. So let's see how this, oh, that's pretty. I like these. They hold so much ink. They never seem to leak on me. It doesn't look that ultra fine, but it is supposed to be an ultra fine, so we'll have to see how that works. Very pretty though. They always send it in nice packaging. You could always use this as something on the desk. Beautiful. Let's get to the star of the show. All right, we're going into Art Toolkit here. Let's see. They always wrap quite beautifully. Let's take all this out of the box. You can see everything is quite lovely. So let's start with this. We have Black Wing Pearl. Everyone knows that I love my black wings. So these are the white ones that are the second softest in the series. They are quite pretty. So we have that. And then I got 2 of these extra bands, which I tend to use them around my sketchbooks quite a bit. They work perfectly to hold everything together, especially when something doesn't have its own band, like the, let me grab, like the Stillman and Burns sketchbooks. They work perfect on. So I got 2 in different sizes there. I got a little package of gel pens, because I throw one in about every bag and lose them, and they do come in great handy when you just need a little highlight. And this package had a 1, 08, and a 05, which is pretty typical. They usually only end up costing about $1.30 a piece. In here, I did grab, while I was ordering from them, a couple of Daniel Smith paints. And I got the Quin Gold and Pyro Crimson. This color looked so good on the swatch. It was kind of like an impulse buy, because I've never had this color in my Daniel Smith before. And the Quinacridone Gold I have, and it started to get a little low, and since they're getting rid of the PO48, I thought, let me make sure this is the right one. Yeah, PO48. That I better go ahead and grab that as well. And then we have a couple little extras. You gotta love art toolkits. A tiny little mister. I don't think anybody else has a mister this small. So for the couple dollars, I grabbed one of those. I have quite a few of their little toolkits, so I did get a few extra pans, a couple packages of the little tiny square ones, which are, just so you can see, they're the tiny squares. And then I also got a couple of their standard pans, which are the longer, thinner ones. Twice the size of the little square ones. So just enough in case I want to transfer out something. This looks so exciting. Oh, so excited. And let me cut the package. And this brush, it looks huge. This thing is a monster. Look at the size of that. I'm like scared to see what the brush size is, because it didn't seem that big to me. The brush comes from Rosemary & Company, and they make beautiful brushes. I have a few of their others, and they were sold out of this on the Rosemary & Co site. Oh, see, it's not that. Okay, the brush size is actually the size that I had thought it was going to be. And this handle is so huge. That is huge. Like, my hands, I would not consider my hands being teeny tiny hands. They're kind of medium-sized girly hands. And this brush, the barrel on this brush is huge. Of course, I'm not going to do anything. We will put this in water in a little bit when we test out the pen, and what you'll see in here. And I got a little thank you. It's nice. They send you a nice little thank you. Uh-oh. You probably hear the doggy in the background. And, oh, look how pretty. Yay. Look how pretty. I know I'm silly, but I save all of these wrappings. I save lots of the good boxes and some of the other packaging supplies that they use, and I reuse them. Usually I like to film my own, but this one looked intriguing, and I had seen several people try things by this company, and it was a little unusual, so I thought this is a perfect way to try the paint from this company. It's the Art of Soil handmade paints. And they have the intro, the colors that are in it. And they have a sticker and a little card. Look how pretty that palette is. And usually I do like to fill my own, but this was kind of unusual, and I had wanted to try their paints, and I thought this was a perfect way to try. And they are handmade. They do have a little crack. Pretty colors. And I forget the name on this. On what they call it. Yeah, for some reason it's not on there. But very pretty. So we will be swatching these out, and we'll try out our new monster brush compared to the tiny little palette. That gives you a kind of a size comparison. This brush, the barrel on it is huge. So we'll go ahead and try out the pen, try out the brush, and try out the paints. I'll be right back with the swatch sheet. Okay, I got everything lined up. There is platinum black in the pen, and we're going to see how fine it writes. I thought it might be a little bit finer, but not too bad. I'll have to play with that some more. And now I'm going to go ahead and wet these paints up. Let's let them sit for a minute. I did go ahead and prep the Rosemary monster brush. I'm really liking it though. The bristles feel fabulous, but we're going to see how they work and how they get in this tiny little pan. And we're going to break it all in. So our first color up is called Shine. Now these pigments are made from soil. So we're going to see how they re-wet. This color feels very subtle. I've never painted with dirt before, basically. But that's very exciting for someone to come up with an idea. This one is called Go to Light. Oh, I like this one. All of them are re-wetting very easily. The first one did not have that much of a tinting strength. This one is about medium. The brush feels lovely. It does feel a little bit large for these pans, but doable. Then we have Sundowner. This is a really pretty color. Let's bring this in a little bit more. Pans are nicely filled. 2 came with cracks. Nothing that'll stop the performance. Oh, I love this color. This is kind of a different color scheme than I usually have, which is kind of why I wanted to get it. Number 1, trying new paints in a small quantity, and number 2, trying colors that I wouldn't necessarily put together and forcing myself to make it work. Oh, I love this one too. This one is called Hematite. This brush feels really good. I cannot believe the size of that handle. I know you've heard that like 10 times now, but wow. The next up is basalt. This color looks very dark. Needs a tiny bit more water. I didn't perfectly section out my paper here. These are a little large. It's okay. On the swatch, it looks, the little card with the names on it, it looks greener. It looks very, I guess there is some green to it, but it looks a little more brown to me. And now we'll go into, what do we got? Deep Blue Sea. This one's called. Oh, this is a good color. For them being earth pigments, or basically from soil, they're rewetting very easily. I really like this color. And they sell all their paints kind of unusual on their website. Now I got this from Art Toolkit, but on their actual site, you can buy things without pans. They come in like little pods and just attached to a card that you could put in your own wooden palette or something else. It's kind of an original idea, and they're not as expensive that way. They do have some very pretty fancy wood palettes on there. They don't use any plastics, and some of the funds from this palette I know go to taking girls on adventures, which is very exciting. I forget what they called that. Yeah, I'm trying to look. Most of the soils collected were from the Rocky Mountains in Wyoming. And Karen Vaughan is the maker of these paints. And these were inspired by the glacier carved landscapes of Alaska. So, and then there was, they were doing part of it as a collab. I should get my information all straight. But on the card they show some of it goes towards these adventure outings for people that wouldn't normally get to go on the adventure outings. It's nothing like seeing the world. And this one was called Sprout. They are very smooth. You can't feel like grit in them or anything like that, like as if you were painting with soil. This one's called Coastal Water. They are very finely ground. This has a lower tinting strength. It is very pretty. Brush tends to be just a little bit big for... Feels really good though. This is definitely a winner. And this is white. And I should have put down a mark on the paper first. So we'll let that dry for a minute. Okay, let's see how. It's not too bad. Covered up that mark pretty good. So that's definitely a usable white for highlights. Very good. I'm going to let these dry. We'll do a little tape pull and we'll see how everything came out. Alright, they're all dry. Let's do a little tape pull. That white, I'm surprised, covered up that quite well. I'd say these colors aren't tremendously vibrant, but they re-wet well. They have a more natural flavor to them. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. So this one is Shine, Go to Light, Sundower, Hematite, Balsic, Deep Blue Sea, Coastal Water, Sprout, I'm sorry, that's just blue, Coastal Water, or Sprout, Coastal Water, and white. It covered up those inking lines really well. You can barely see it. It's almost like a white gouache. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little haul. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.